and that was time to do radiation. So I was then given something called Lupron, which is also an exciting shot. Lupron is a hormone shot that's given to men that reduces all of your testosterone. And it has some real serious benefits. First of all, it takes all of your male hormones away, and you have night sweats and hot flashes. And I can now relate to every woman in the room. I, for the first time, understand what you're really going through. And guys, if you haven't been through it, it's really pretty exciting. So there was that benefit, all right? So then I went through 40 treatments of radiation. So every day you go in and you go through the whole deal. And so what's the prognosis at this point in time? Well, what they told me was that even though we've now given you the radiation, we've given you the Lupron, because prostate cancer is such a slow-growing cancer, we don't know what's going to happen for at least 18 months to 2 years. The Lupron will wear out of your system, and then we need to see if the prostate cancer begins to reproduce. So again, for any of you, prostate cancer, if you have it, is very slow-growing. So that's kind of where I am in my destination. And all of this, as I was going through this for the past 6 years, I started to say things like, well, why don't men know about this stuff? Why didn't I know to ask about velocity? Why didn't I ever hear about prostate cancer? You know, no, men don't talk about it. And then I began to find out that there is a total wall of silence around men and any diseases or any issues below the beltline. We have a wall of silence like you wouldn't believe, and it's national. And I began talking to doctors. I was traveling around the country, and I made some contacts with Bayer Pharmaceuticals, who underwrote some of the work we were doing. Johnson & Johnson underwrote some of the work we were doing. And they were saying, you know, we need to do studies and research. And I was out on research panels, and I'm listening to men and their spouses and doctors talking about this, and they're all saying, men don't talk, and we have a national problem. It's a national crisis. So one of the things that came out of that is the greatest threat to men's health isn't heart disease, it isn't cancer, it isn't any of those things. The greatest threat to men's health are men themselves, because we don't speak up. So I said, okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to try to make some changes. So one of the first things I did is we started finding out, you know, what are some of the differences here? And if you look at the actuarial tables, you're going to find out that women live a lot longer than men, considerably longer. Well, why does that happen? Why do women live longer? Right? We don't know. We keep looking at it, and I said, well, there's got to be some differences.